Thanks for tuning in to NBA Info. My name is Mario Morgan, and let's get right into it. Marathon, not a sprint. The NBA season is a marathon, not a sprint. As a result, teams are going to have a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs as they maneuver through the season. I've seen a lot of reactions across the internet and on TV after only 1 or 2, 3 games for these teams. This is a 1 week in the season. All these players are coming back from summer where some had different breaks. Some played for Team USA, some worked on their game, some evolved, some just got drafted. All these 450 or so players coming back together, and they're going to have to see where they fit. You have some top 5 units like the Denver Nuggets who have their core team. Of course, those 5 are going to fit together like a glove, and everything's going to flow off that. Other variant teams have new pieces, new roles, players growing in roles, changed positions. There's so many dynamics that's involved as players have to flow together. And this isn't pickup basketball where you're just picking 5 guys to play. At the NBA level, the margins are so small between what's good and bad, between a make or a miss, between a pass or a steal, with the best athletes in the world playing this game. You don't have the time to just pick random 5 and figure it out. You have to take practice and reps and video and film session. The finished product comes in May and June for the best of the best. It's not going to be there in October before Halloween even. It's not going to be there by Christmas. It's not going to be there by All-Star Game. Fans and people have to understand the NBA season is on a schedule. It's on a rhythm. Their bodies, players who haven't played all year, their bodies aren't going to be as in tune in October as they are in January or February. It's just not the way the game is. A body has to get used to playing that kind of game and grind. And the grind, NBA players, personnel, media, everybody understands there's a grind. You have to pace yourself throughout the season. You can't get too high or too low or it will swallow you up. There's so much stuff going on. You have to stay even keeled. And I advise all fans to do the same. A make or miss league, and yes, I understand the frustration, especially if monetary gain is involved in your rooting interest, but the game's the game. It doesn't care what's betted on or who plays for what or who plays for what team or what. There's going to certain things that's naturally going to flow from the game and the rhythm of the game itself. And one of those things are the schedule. How many of you have seen this clip? Reaction. Kawhi, notable on top of the key after Russell Westbrook hit this shot. I saw the commentary. Now, let's watch that entire sequence and see what really happened. We saw it for ourselves. I won't provide commentary. We saw what plays happen. My point is this: be sure to watch the whole play. Watch the entire game if you can. Watch the entire sequence. A lot of times, those around the game make a lot of decisions based off a clip that they saw on social media that doesn't begin to show the whole play. Yes, there are people who have issues with some players involved, and they carry those grudges over to how they see the game and however you might personally feel about the aesthetics or how a person a game or style. The game's the game. And the game speaks for itself on what was the right play or wrong play. 2-second clip, a lot of questions someone can have in 2 seconds. The final sequence, that's a whole different story. If you see anybody commenting on stuff that's an NBA or a basketball expert or any expert, and they're not showing you the entire context of the situation, you just want a clip, you might want to question it. There's a good article I came across in the Atlantic by Ross Andersen about how the NBA is harder now than it was before. I read the article and it highlighted a lot about how the NBA game has changed. The game has changed greatly, from the three-point shot, the versatility of the big men, how all 5 players on the court typically can play all 5 positions, the speed and pace of the game as weighted just plays, as well as the distance people shoot, causes the floor to be spread out and more open. The game being spread out more open is harder on the body to physically cover a player. It's not like you're just defending the paint or just inside the three-point line when you have somebody like Steph Curry or Dame Lillard or any rookie coming in the league able to shoot from 35 out. You have to extend your defense in the corner. All that space it creates and the recover on defense is a strain and stress on the body. A great point was made. These people aren't catching elbows or clotheslines, but the amount of wear and tear and stress on the body going back and forth and covering the entire court, back and forth and cover the entire court, that's going to have some wear and tear. Something to keep in mind as the season goes on. As again, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Once again, very good article from Ross Andersen. I'll include a link from the Atlantic in the description box below. One of the things I'm really looking forward to in these games are the tiebreaker aspects to them, where point differentials and point scores matter. Now, some are familiar with these from playing basketball in high-level tournaments or overseas, but bringing this aspect to the NBA game brings it to the masses. And I'm really curious to see which players have in mind, because that means higher scoring points, star players playing more, and giving the fans what they want as teams compete for this in-season tournament and bragging rights in the first inaugural season. We'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely curious and can't wait to see all the changes. The new jerseys and court designs is definitely liven up and give a new feel and energetic for the fans, and it should look great. So I'm really excited to see what the NBA does, and anything can help lighten up the mood, as most people, anything that's done that can drive more interest in the NBA earlier in the year is really a great thing for basketball. Not until Christmas as the basketball season really becomes step to the forefront as football takes a step back. This is the NBA trying to say, hey, remember us early. It'll be very interesting to see how this turns out, especially in light of all the contract negotiations going on as the TV deals are coming up soon. And thanks for tuning into NBA Info. My name is Mario Morgan. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's enjoy the game. Later.